Hi, what's up, guys? Welcome to another edition of the False Finish Podcast. Finally being joined by the Trinity.
It's me. Yay!
Brandon and Ming is here. What's up, guys? How you doing? How we doing?
How you guys doing?
Another week, another day in paradise, as I always say. How are you, bud?
Trying to find your lost shaker of salt.
The what?
Nice.
I was doing the lyrics to Margaritaville.
I spent like an hour in like a TikTok hole just watching like all the videos from that.
Oh, I have not really gotten into the TikTok train. Still trying. I just posted something on TikTok today at Legend Series. Go follow that, please. And please and thank you.
I love TikTok.
Yeah,
it's all right.
TikTok is hilarious.
Is anybody keeping up with X?
I mean, yeah, I'm still on Twitter. I will. It will never be X. I'm going to call it Twitter forever.
Yeah. Every time
Why
I think
did
of
they change the name?
Because Elon Musk had always wanted to name a company X. Like he tried to name PayPal X back in the day, and the people, that's when they froze him out of the company. So he was like, "All right, I'll get my revenge one day. One day I'll have my company name X."
But isn't he like trying to like make it X like PayPal? Like it's like an open market for everything.
No, he's trying to make it profitable because for years
you have like stuff all over.
I know. I'm literally eating as we're doing this podcast, and this is a very particularly sloppy sandwich I got from Quick Check.
What are you eating? It's all over your CM Punk shirt.
I know. Again, this sandwich is like dripping.
What kind of gravy is that?
It's like some balsamic vinegar shit.
It's all over your face, and you're like all in the street.
I know. Well, look, I left my webcam at Tony's house, okay?
Did you tip him?
Can we move on, please? As I go change my shirt, apparently.
So Elon Musk has a hard-on for the letter X.
Okay.
He wanted to name all his stuff X, I guess. So that's where we are with that. But anyway.
Okay. Sorry, time to recover.
Yeah, it's funny. That's all staying in, by the way. Not taking that out.
You can't. It's gold.
Yeah, before we get started, I'm assuming you want to get all the cowboy gloating out. You want to get that all?
Yo, I knew we would win, but how we would win, my God! Like, yeah, I'm glad I was outside in public because there was a lot of angry Giants fans, like crazy, angry. Somebody called me a cocksucker. his girlfriend was a Cowboys fan, and she kept high-fiving me. Yeah, I think I said at one point, if we win, I get the fuck, right? He got really pissed off.
Jesus. The Cowboys put a whooping on the Giants, 40-0. I mean,
it started so good.
It started what? Was that one drive? I don't really
that first drive until it was after they botched the snap, it was all downhill.
The first 20 minutes, I mean the first 2 minutes of the game, I was like, what the fuck? Daniel Jones was looking like the white Michael Vick, just like getting like his huge runs. I was like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
And then as soon as that blocked field goal, it was all over from there.
It was the botched snap. It was the botched snap because the snap was before the field goal. It was literally all downhill from there.
Said it from the beginning.
Yeah,
that guy sucks.
Literally.
Guy's a bum. I don't know what they saw in him. Really, truly don't.
They paid him a lot of money for
I don't know why. I don't know why, Ming. I really don't.
They had to. They literally had no choice.
I think he's like maybe could be like autistic. He just like when you look at him, he's like looking at it like an empty space. Like I don't see why they paid him all that money.
He's like Eli Manning without the fourth quarter comebacks.
Kill.
Without the clutch gene.
Yeah.
Eli Manning would at least scored yesterday.
I don't know. That defense is pretty good. So,
would you consider it a championship defense?
I never said you weren't a championship caliber team. I just said you were one of 3 teams that has a legitimate shot of making it out of the NFC.
But do you think our defense now is like Super Bowl.
I never said your defense wasn't championship caliber. I always said it was the offense.
But why can't you say this current incarnation of the Dallas Cowboys defense is Super Bowl bound? Just say it. It's okay.
Not Super Bowl bound. I just say it's definitely going to be the thing that's going to keep them in games.
I mean, you put a whooping on the Giants. I mean, I really had no high hopes for that team anyway, so I don't know. I mean, if you beat teams like that, then yeah, you're Super Bowl bound, buddy. Like, I mean, but I don't know. The problem with that with NFL is who knows from one week to another.
I didn't expect the defense to be that good and the Cowboys to be that good.
But that's the question.
Like, they look scary.
Is the Cowboys that good or the Giants that bad?
I think the Cowboys are that good. I also think there are levels. Like the Cowboys are a Super Bowl contending team. The Giants are at best borderline playoff team.
I just don't know why they paid all that money for Jones.
They had to. Who else was out? Who else was out there? There was no like Garrett Markey free agent. Aaron Rodgers wasn't going to come here.
He basically did come there.
He wasn't going to come play for the Giants because they didn't have the offensive weapons around him like the Jets did.
I mean, the Jets went and got the offensive weapons. Like, they got them.
They already had.
Instead of paying Daniel Jones all that money.
Yeah, but who else was going to be quarterback? They weren't going to They weren't going to get a quarterback at 20. That was
Baker Mayfield. You could have paid Baker Mayfield bullshit money, and he was better than Jones.
I don't know about that.
I don't think so about that.
He won his game yesterday.
Who is he playing for?
Who did Tampa played in Minnesota? Well, I mean, Daniel Jones shredded up Minnesota too in the playoffs too. So
I mean,
I don't know.
What's that guy? The Saints quarterback. They could have got him.
Old Jameis, old eat the W.
Why not?
No, give me Daniel Jones. Damn it!
I don't know why you want him. I don't know. I don't get
He's terrible.
Yeah.
It's one game.
We'll see who they play next week.
They play. Hang on.
Who the Cowboys play next week?
We play the Jets.
That's interesting. The Jets play today, right, against the Bills?
Yes.
Well, weather permitting.
Oh, yes. Yeah. I mean, they're going to play one way or the other. It's just going to be if it's tomorrow or.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, because right now they're hiding from.
It's shelter in place. Yeah.
Yeah, they're shelter in place right now. So I don't even know.
The Giants played the Cardinals on the road. If they can't beat the Cardinals, I don't know what is. Then we might have if they lose 40-0 to Arizona, a team that is pretty much tanking this year, then I will start panicking.
Well, listen,
it was one game against a team that's a legitimate Super Bowl contender.
Yeah, if the Cowboys are going to be whipping teams like that, then you can't be embarrassed by a loss like that because then you can obviously tell.
But you can be both things can be true. Both things can be true. You could be embarrassed by that. That was embarrassing. I turned it off once it got to 32.
You get shut out and you're home 40-0. That's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
Imagine if you're outside, like.
Oh, if I had bought tickets, bought tickets to that, I would have left.
Yeah, you're embarrassed. That's embarrassing.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, I really did feel bad for the Giants. Like I wanted to win, but I didn't want to win on that fashion because it puts a lot of pressure on the Cowboys.
I at least thought they would at least played it close because that's
usually how it goes. Those games are boring until the end.
I just thought that it would be like more competitive and less of
a beatdown.
Yes, less of us shitting the bag. I mean, you guys shitting the bag. Like I thought it would be better.
That was terrible.
Then
I didn't even watch. I didn't watch. I watched one down where Saquon gave up he hit and the ball just flew into the guy's hands and ran in the end zone. And I was just like, "Oh, this is the kind of game this is gonna be."
Pass, yeah.
I was like,
what a hit by Diggs too.
Yeah, I've sworn off sports. I'm done with sports. I can't get emotionally invested anymore. It doesn't work.
Why?
I don't know. I just don't care. I don't watch the Mets. I mean,
you don't watch the Mets anymore
at all. I didn't watch a single inning. Nothing. I didn't really care. The Giants.
Are the Mets even doing good?
No.
No.
Yeah, no. Bottom. In the barrel. Well, that's what it is. You just kind of used to that mentality. Like, oh, they're not gonna win anything, so you just kind of not care. And like, I adopted that same mentality once they re-signed Daniel Jones for the Giants. I just didn't care about the Giants. I went to my brother's house yesterday to visit, and he was decked out with his Eli Manning jersey. I was just like, I can't do that. I don't care. Just don't care about the game. I don't know what it is. And then like you watch it. I watched that one play, and I was like, Jesus Christ, thank God. This is gonna get ugly. And sure as shit got ugly.
It was already ugly by that point.
Yeah, so it's like, man, this is not pretty.
I just didn't think it would be that bad. Like I thought it would be like I said, competitive.
I thought they would at least cover the 3.5.
No, I didn't think they were going to cover that at all.
They did not.
The Giants were the best team against the spread last year.
Well, not so far, not good.
So far, not less so this year.
Yeah, so far not good, man. So
0-1 against the spread this year.
Yeah. So I guess we'll talk briefly about baseball, but I noticed that your mission was accomplished.
Yes, with great resounding success.
Oh, good, man. That's good.
Maybe like I overhyped the difficulty of the mission.
I think you did, because you seemed to go right in and do what you had to do.
Yeah, and it was very fitting that after we did what we had to do, the torrential downpour came.
I saw that.
So he's there now. Like he is literally now soaked into the soil of Yankee Stadium.
Did you stay for the whole game, or did you guys like?
My cousin's husband had a hard out of 6:00, and I had contemplated trying to stay.
Yeah.
Me and my cousin's friend, I probably could have got her to stay with me if I wanted, but I was just like, then I would have to negotiate trying to get a ride home. Like, do I take the train back to Poughkeepsie and then get a ride back to Rosendale? Do I take the bus back home? And it would have been a whole thing. So I was just like, all right, fuck it, I'll go home. And we got Chick-fil-A on the ride home, so it made it up. And the Yankees lost on the ride home. So
sounds like a day.
It was a day, man. Because like I said, I'd been at Yankee Stadium for 3-hour rain delays before.
Yeah.
But never like the rain for that rain delay was not nearly as intense as it was for Saturday. Saturday was crazy. Saturday was like a hurricane. It was like a hurricane essentially.
It was bad.
And what's even was like my uncle. My uncle is like the most steadfast person in the world. As soon as it started to rain, he just threw the fucking tarp over him and sat there for like an hour and did not move.
Smart man.
I mean, until he had to go to the bathroom.
Don't worry, boys. We're gonna be under here. We'll be pretty good.
Yeah, he stayed there in the seats. God fucking damn it!
What is your thing on?
I don't have any. I'm literally just resting it up against my monitor. I don't have a tripod. I don't have anything.
We really caught you with your pants down this week, didn't we?
Buddy, I was taking a nap an hour ago, okay?
I'm glad you're not eating anymore. Or whatever you were doing.
I still have half a sandwich. I'm saving that for raw. Got my little quick check sodies owed.
Are you okay?
I'm fine.
Anyway.
I mean, physically, yes. Emotionally, probably I'm severely damaged. But
Are we all?
Yeah.
All right, so let's just jump into the thick of it then. Let's just jump right
The real reason why Tony has broken his no remote podcast vow.
Exactly. We're going to talk a little wrestling. This will be sponsored, brought to you by Spot Monkey Radio. We'll get that shout out this way. This will count as both podcasts in one fucking...
Yeah! All right.
2-for-1 special. Thank you very much. So now, I know, obviously I don't want to drag anybody into this, but I'm glad, we talked about Twitter before because I kind of saw something on Twitter. I wanted to say...
Yeah. Well, we all saw it.
Yeah, I want to talk to both you guys about it. And
what did you see?
Some shit about Angel Ortiz. He went on and it seemed like he was spilling some personal shit, and then I saw that
spilling the tea.
Drastic responded, or Santana. Sorry,
no, I call him Mark because that's what he is, a Mark.
Angel Santana.
No, I call him Santana Mark because he is a Mark, and it's great that that's his real name because he's a Mark for himself.
Now hold on,
so
before we get any further,
I'm not going to call him by his wrestling name.
Before I get any further, can I tell people that you actually know these two gentlemen?
Oh yes, I know. I've known them for like shit. how old am I? I just turned 40, so I would say I know them for close to 15 years.
Okay, so it's quite some time.
At one point, we were so close. We all worked together at Borders Books as loss prevention associates, catching shoplifters.
So confidants, if you will.
Yes.
This is our source. Anytime we've ever had any sort of AEW news, big surprise. This has been our source.
All right, so now I know you don't want to get your friend into any hot water or friends.
No, don't.
Well, friend at this point.
Yeah. So, but whatever you want to say, the floor is yours. We will just chime in when needed. So, go ahead, bud.
So I would like to say, they came into AEW as tag team together, both signed together, same deal together. They were independent wrestlers together. Like neither of them were ever singles. Neither of them were ever on shows as singles. Maybe like once in a blue singles match, but predominantly their entire wrestling career they've been singles. I mean, tag team partners. They got signed to Impact together, and then they left Impact and came to AEW together. And they got a good rub. They got in right away with a hot storyline with a fucking legend. And did the Inner Circle with Chris Jericho. Like
they made their debut by attacking the Young Bucks.
Yes, they came in hot. Like they came in like megastars. And they storyline progressed, and at some point throughout the end of their Inner Circle run, Mark had feelings that he wanted to become a single star. Like he felt like he was good enough to be a single star. I think the real reason why he believes he needs to be a single star is because he's a mark for himself, and he'll read on Twitter like, "Oh my God, you did a promo, or you sounded really good in that segment when the Inner Circle. You should go singles." And he'll legit read stuff like that, and then he'll get in his head and believe that he is good enough to be a singles wrestler. And once he got that in his head, he started to pull back from Ortiz. And at some point, they stopped being friends. Like, you would see them on shows together, on TV together, and think that they were friends, but in all actuality, they were not speaking at all. Like, it was straight business. And this is all because of Mark. Ortiz never wanted them not to be friends. Ortiz never wanted to stop speaking to him or in any capacity. Like, Ortiz saw Mark as a brother. Everybody sees him as a brother. But at some point, he decided that the best way for him to get singles and to become a single wrestler is to alienate himself from Miguel Ortiz, who was his closest friend, and people in the circle. I mean, he would stop talking to them. He would stop hanging out with them. He would just alienate himself. And it came to a point where he made it seem like it was them not fucking with him, when in all actuality, it was him not fucking with them.
All right, so now I haven't watched AEW in quite some time, but I was watching it right around those times that you were talking about, and you could noticeably see that he was distancing himself from not just Ortiz, but from that whole faction in general.
But, to each his own. Like, if Mark wanted to do that for whatever reason, that's his prerogative. But, Ortiz wasn't just some wrestler who he met in AEW and they paired them together. Like, they were friends. They were brothers, sleeping in cars together, sleeping over each other's houses, buying their kids gifts, going to parties for each other. Like, they weren't just two motherfuckers who, Tony Khan was like, "Hey, you two Spanish motherfuckers, I'm gonna put you guys together and you gotta be a tag team." They came in together. They grew up together. They it was more than just business. And the way that, Mark started to go about it was, first of all, unprofessional.
Yeah.
Second of all, it's not something you do to your friend or somebody you consider your brother.
Now, what he just started ignoring him backstage too, I guess. Not like
ignoring, not speaking to him backstage. They would not even travel really together. He just alienated himself from Ortiz. And, this was something that would happen periodically, even before they got in AEW. They would, for whatever reason, stop talking or have a blowout. And, Mark is a really good guy. There was a time where me and Ortiz were not talking because he was pissed off with something I said on the podcast. And
this
Mark,
podcast? Was it this
Mark
podcast?
Mark actually, he got us talking again and, rectify my relationship with Ortiz. So I don't know, what happened where he just decided, to turn his back on Ortiz. I don't know if it's, I don't want to assume that it's fame, that he is just this egomaniac person who, he sees his opportunity to rise up and be a megastar, so he's just going to shit on the person he got in a business with. I don't want to say it's that, but that's what it's starting to see on paper.
Now, I don't listen. I know Ortiz in like a sense of like I know him. I've worked with him a few times back when he was first coming up. Like when he was first coming in, I didn't really like I said, I don't have a deep relationship with him, but I never really met Jurassic. But I just assumed that Jurassic probably, or Santana again, I'm sorry, always wanted to be a singles guy. And I guess he just figured the tag team thing was a way in, and eventually just grew so much resentment at this point. It's like being in a marriage. Eventually,
let me tell you something. Santana would never got into business as a singles wrestler.
At that time, no, I strongly agree with you.
Yeah.
I don't. There's no way. There's a million Santanas out there. Look at JT Dunn and all the cock he sucked to get anywhere in his business, and look at where he's at, sitting at home on the couch with his herpes.
He still wrestles for Northeast Wrestling. He still
wrestles for
Chaotic,
a bunch of other places.
A couple of places.
This is my views are solely of Matty Ming's.
Yeah. Yes.
I don't want to.
Yes.
Solely of mine.
JT
I would like to say that.
And his eyes may have done quite well for himself in the business. He gets paid to wrestle, so I guess that's enough for some guys.
Oh well, his own. I hope he stopped trying to imitate, Finn Balor and Bray Wyatt. Rest in peace. With like showing up out of nowhere in the dark, or whatever shit he tried to do.
Honestly, I know exactly what you mean, but yes. He's not the only one guilty of that. There's quite a few guys doing it.
Is he doing Chris Hero? Is he still Chris Hero or who is he now?
I would go more towards CM Punk with the Straight Edge Society. That's kind of what it looks like.
Yeah.
You can't be straight. You can't be straight edge when you got herpes in your blood. That's just my opinion. Solely in my opinion. I don't know the facts.
Yes, but
you have to put at the bottom Matty Ming disclaimer. Yeah. Matty Ming disclaimer. Matty Ming disclaimer.
Back to Ortiz and Santana here. So now, one would assume what you saw on Twitter, at least what I saw with Brandon, I'm assuming you saw too. Obviously, Ming, you saw it. It would lead. The smart money would be, I guess, to feud them. Obviously, put them against each other, break up the tag team. And then
that's what I thought this was. I thought they were launching the angle via Twitter, and then on like Wednesday or Friday or Saturday, it would make its way to TV.
What you see like on Twitter, that's real beef. Like there is no storyline.
That's sad.
Like that promo he put out, the vignette, like that wasn't AEW production. That was fucking Julio in the Bronx
with his DSLR camera.
Yes, that was something he did on his own.
Yeah.
Like there's no like storyline behind this. This is real beef. I mean, the smart money would be to have, some kind of big breakup between them and not just separate
now,
I
don't want
via Twitter because it's stupid.
Obviously, there are many tag teams. I'm not shitting on any tag teams, but you could have yourself your very own Uso-esque storyline with the two of them guys currently. Like this could be their big tag team blowout. It could launch both of their singles careers because they're both. I mean, listen. Again, I know Ortiz is a very talented dude. I've known Ortiz for a very long time, and I've seen Santana. He's very good for what he is. The only thing I will say is he seems, I guess the nicest player to put is a little bit puffy now.
He's fat.
Oh no, he's definitely on the pernil. Like
now,
for sure.
he's fat. My worry is like he used to move pretty quick. He's not as big, as small as he used to be. He's not as thin. So I like to see how he's going to move all that weight.
He was out for a long time, and he definitely put on some bulk till he looks the part.
Man,
but I don't think he can work the part. And I think if there was a storyline between Santana and Ortiz, I think Ortiz would run fucking circles around Santana. I think that, it will be in the best interest for Santana to go singles on his own and not work Ortiz, because Ortiz is in the best shape of his life and will run fucking circles around him.
I mean, that is very true. I will agree with that. Ortiz is he's shredded now. He's in the best shape I've ever seen him in. So, and he's a hell of a worker.
And you know what?
Hell of a worker.
He's shredded sitting at home.
Yeah. And
he doesn't have any storyline because at the end of the day, he came into AEW as a tag team wrestler, and he always saw himself as a tag team wrestler. Yeah. He never had, as far as I know, aspirations to be a singles wrestler. He loves tag team wrestling. He loves Mark. So he's been sitting at home, and I know for myself he was happy when Mark came back, and he wanted to rekindle whatever relationship they could have, whether it would be a working relationship or just a friendship. But he can't force that situation.
It seams to me Santana just wants to literally just make a clean break. Like, I don't want to have anything to do with you anymore. I don't want this smoke, essentially. Like, I don't want to fight you because, like you said, listen, do I agree with you? Yeah, I think Ortiz is the better talent. But I think together they succeed. Divided, they're going to fall. I don't see, and no, nothing against either one of them. They lack the personality. Now, in the ring work, second to none. Their work rate in the ring is fantastic. But, like, it's going to come when the promos come and stuff. I saw that promo that you talked about, that Santana cut. I have another problem that I don't know if anybody has said anything yet, but I'll say it. He's got this shirt that says "Fight or Die," and my man Dominic De Niro and Chris Barton have been rocking that tag team name for over a year now, maybe 2 years, a couple of years now.
2 years. I think they've been Fight or Die as long as they've been a tag team.
So I don't know where he got that from. I'm not saying he stole it from them, but I hope not. I hope they don't get any troubles because they had that shit first. I'm putting it out there now for everybody to know.
I don't know if that's officially leased AEW merch or that's a part of his clothing line that he also does, Born Nasty. So that's very interesting. But
as long as if that's a shirt for them and he's just rocking it to give him a shout out, then I'll give him a tip of the cap. I don't think he's like that.
Portraying. He's not portraying anything like amazing. What he's basically saying, I'm struggling. I struggled all my life. I fight. I don't even know what his gimmick is. He's just a Puerto Rican guy from the Bronx.
He's doing this. He's basically doing what his gimmick was as a tag team, as a single.
Yeah, I don't think that works.
Listen. Bottom line is, I don't see it working because I just don't think he has the personality to make it work. Because, like you just said, he's a dime a dozen. He truly is, and I'm not knocking anybody's ability. Like, listen, you could tell me I'm a nobody. I what the fuck, whatever.
Who would you ever beat?
I don't really. I'm just telling you from a weekly basis what I've watched for now a decade with them, because they've been a tag team for almost a decade, or maybe over a decade. I don't know, but they've been together for a very long time. I've watched them, like you said, come up through Beyond Wrestling to fucking GCW, all that other shit, to Impact, to fucking like I watched them grow. So like in the evolution of their tag team, they painted their face like Dead Presidents. Tip of the Cap was a cool movie, but like there was never any like breakout promo. I know Angel did a couple of things where he became memes and he went more the comedic route. which
Yeah.
it worked, and he did get noticed. And like I said, but
I mean, he hasn't played to his strengths.
yes, and he does, and he's a very funny guy. So I could see him making stuff work. Santana with this, I'm a badass. We've seen it before, buddy. Can you really make us believe that? I don't know. Like, and listen,
we know he can eat. You can see that.
Yeah. But listen,
we know he can eat.
I know that like you like a lot of people, you had one injury. Now, like, can you stay healthy? Because once you have one, it's like a domino effect. You start to get hurt a lot, especially if you're going to try to still do that insane style that he was doing. So, and now you're much bigger, so injuries can happen quicker. It's a lot more weight coming down. So just be prepared for that. That's all I'm saying.
And just because you look good doesn't mean you can work good.
Yeah,
he has this new weight. Is he going to work the same? Is he in the same shape? Does he have cardio? I would love to see a match between Ortiz and Santana because I would love to see it.
Like
I would love to see it.
If this is legit real heat between them, you're talking like Edge and Matt Hardy levels of storytelling here. Because you can get deep. They could say stuff that would get the crowd into it because it's real. And they can blur the lines.
I think they would, if they were given the opportunity to have a promo against each other, I think that some real shit would come out. And I think it will be great for TV. I think it will be something interesting because right now, I think everybody's talking about them. And a lot of people don't know if it's real. A lot of people don't know if it's a work. Like,
I didn't. I legit, I thought it was like a 50-50. I thought they were using social media to launch the angle, and that would be on TV for the, whenever the next time they were on TV.
Yeah. I you can sense when something has a little bit of realism to it, and just the way it was worded, you could tell that it was carefully thought out. So there was definitely an element of realness to it. The response, but I think it was like, listen, if it's true and Ortiz found out that this guy doesn't want to team with him through a video because he hasn't spoken to him in over a year, he's like, that's pretty fucked up, man. Like,
dude, Mark has never. I mean, he might have said it like, I want to be singles. I'm not sure if Mark ever came to Ortiz and was like, yo, I want to be singles.
Now's the time.
I want to do this. No disrespect for you, but this is something in my career I want to do. Mark never, as far as I know, never came to him and talked to him as a man. But like, he just used social media to throw subs, use other people, tried to,
he made it toxic so that he can get out of there.
Some promotions, from what I'm hearing, some promotions wanted to book both of them as a tag team on the independent scene, and Mark was like, nah, just book me.
Wow.
Like shit like that. So
either way,
I would love to know what the issue is.
Yeah.
I think Ortiz would love to know what the issue is. A lot of people would like to know what the issue is.
Given all the information you just gave me, honestly, I'm not a psychiatrist or psychologist or whatever, but it seems to me that he just let it linger for so long that he self-sabotaged the friendship and made it so toxic that he could just leave it guilt-free.
He didn't know how to properly communicate his intentions.
Yeah, he didn't know what to say because he's just so done with it. And like, like you said, if he's listening to the internet and he's hearing all these people say, you should be a singles guy, you should be a singles guy, you should be I like to meet some of these people that are telling him that. Because clearly they don't know much.
Some white kids in Oklahoma.
They don't know fucking shit.
It's always the damn Midwest, isn't it?
Yes.
Because those guys clearly don't know shit. And they need to not tell guys. You know what? To be quite honest with you, not really shame on them. Shame on Santana for listening to it. I mean, really, like, you're going to believe your own fucking hype, bud. Like, you got to watch with the proof is in the pudding, dude. Like, I've seen them try to cut promos for years. I filmed some of them. Okay? Like, it's there, but they got to tap into it. And I just don't think they can find it. Listen, again, nothing against Santana.
They have to find the right writer.
Yeah,
someone that can
Santana.
speak, somebody that can write in their voice for them.
I just didn't see it with Santana. I see it with Ortiz. I see it because I know him. I know he's got a sense of humor. He's got personality. I can see it.
And he wants to work. Like, he's ready to work. He'll do whatever.
And listen, I like that little style that he's got, the hat and stuff like that. He's very memeable. He's been memeable since the beginning of AEW. And he's been doing it. Every time he comes out, there's a meme of him the next day. So he's got something, and he could play to that. I think he would play to it. I think he doesn't mind making himself look silly to have fun because he loves wrestling. I just think Santana has always been the guy that wanted to be badass. Oh, I'm going to be the champion.
I'm a tough guy.
Yeah, and, we've seen 1,000 of those, so that's why I never really saw singles run with that guy. Like, I just saw him as a straight man in the tag team with Ortiz, where Ortiz was the guy that was going to do all the silly shit, and he was going to be the stoic, serious guy. And that's basically what they did, and that's what he's going to do, because he's going to default to what he knows, because that's what most people do. And he's just going to default to that same bullshit. I'm a Spanish guy. I struggle in the Bronx. How many times have you seen that story?
Every day.
Yeah, and eventually it's just, he'll play out. Listen, I don't see him getting like a big contract from AEW. And if he does go to WWE, it's going to be developmental. He's going to go to NXT first. He's going to have to work his way up. And he's going to have to hang.
I don't think they will deal with his bullshit.
Exactly.
I don't think they will deal with that because he's not Hulk Hogan. Yeah. He's not Savio Vega. No. So, I mean...
How dare you? Savio Vega would never act in such an unprofessional manner.
Yeah, I think he thinks he's a bigger star than what he really is. And I
agree with you there.
I hope that he smartens up and he wakes up and realizes the opportunity he has in front of him. Regardless, I understand he wants to go singles, but there's a right way to do it and there's a wrong way to do it. I think he's going about it the wrong way. Yeah, and he's shitting on people who he considered his family to get there.
Unfortunately, Triple H said it. You don't make friends, you make enemies. And if you're making friends, then you ain't making any money. So he wants to but here's the thing: like you're walking away from small money if you don't work a program with the guy and end it the correct way, the way every tag team ends. The blow off, the one-on-one, who's better.
Somebody putting somebody through a barbershop window.
You gotta have that moment of like, oh fuck, this is real. Holy shit, they do hate, and then you could play off that and go back and forth like, oh my god, these guys actually legit hate each other now. Like there could have been a lot of money made there for sure. Like, because listen, again, who the fuck did Tony even be? Like, I understand from the peanut gallery, but as a person who's watched wrestling for fucking 38 years, I don't know. I think I know smart money when I see it, and that is always makes money. Tag teams breaking up always makes money, and then the real proof is how you guys succeed when you're broken up. Now you guys are done. You guys gonna go your singles routes. Who's gonna succeed, and who's gonna have the ability to hang with the next level of performer? Because when you're at a tag, and that like, okay, so they maxed out at tag. Although, did they ever win AW tag titles?
No,
okay. Never.
I don't even think they got I think they might have one match.
So that could have been a good climb for his return, but whatever. What the fuck do I know?
Weren't they allegedly slated to have like a legit
and then I think he
tag
got
team
hurt,
run?
didn't he, or some shit?
No, he got hurt. He did the thing. He did the thing where he just blew off the all hands meeting or some shit. You were telling us.
Oh
yeah. I think was Santana getting injured derailed a lot of that.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
I think he didn't want to win the tag team because he didn't want to be anchored. He didn't want to be anchored to Ortiz anymore.
I think they had an opportunity to, and Santana just wanted to be singles. He just wants to be singles. To each his own. Go ahead, brother. I wish you the best, but
here's the thing. Now it's time to sink or swim. That's it. Now you're going to be a singles guy. Now it's time to sink or swim. First off, you're going to have to lose all that weight that you put on. That's going to have to go. You're going to have to see if you could still hang at the level you did because you haven't wrestled in a while. You're going to have to get that in-ring. There's a difference between cardio and in-ring cardio. Everybody who's been in the ring knows that. I'm sure he knows that. So he's going to have to get that back. He's going to have to fucking make sure that his knee can hold up against the fucking beating that he's going to put his body through again. Regardless,
he put more weight on too, so
exactly.
That's more weight on that knee.
To a complete different ball game when you're much heavier and you're doing those moves off the top and shit. It's gonna be completely different. A lot more weight is coming down on those joints, man. So just be prepared for that. Like, listen, Ortiz did the smart thing. He didn't get lazy. He got motivated and he got in better shape than he's ever been, so that his body will be fine when he comes back to wrestle. If he gets released and he starts hitting the indies and he starts hitting Impact Wrestling and starts working, he's gonna go with a running head start because he's in great shape. If fucking Santana gets released, what happens? Gets depressed, gains more weight, becomes that fat fucking guy you see at the indie shows, holding on to glory.
He'll be working TJ Marconi in 6 months.
That's what I'm saying. It's about like you see.
I like TJ.
Shout out to Troy.
Yeah, TJ Marconi's friend of the podcast. We know that if you're listening, we know that you are.
We know that you are. Because you're an egomaniac.
Yeah.
Well, we definitely know he punches people in the face in the saunas.
He does.
Definitely know that.
Can confirm.
That's my man.
Definitely right know that.
That's my man right there. And the guy he punched in the face deserved it. So, tip of the cap to you.
Oh yeah, the cell phone guy, T-Mobile.
A moron.
Or is he selling sneakers now? I don't know.
Fucking idiot. Anyway, listen, that's a deep story, and I want to see how it plays out.
Hopefully, we get a follow up one of these days.
We'll see.
Imagine you get both of them on a podcast.
That's what I'm saying. I would love to. We would love to. I would love to be like the moderator of a peace debate.
You got to get the Jim Ross hat.
Yeah, no, I'll do it.
Listen,
you can't eat a sandwich. No sandwich eating.
I won't eat a sandwich in the middle of it.
You gave us a few postable clips already for this episode, so I appreciate it. So.
I was asleep an hour ago, okay? What do you want from me?
Hey, man.
Get off my dick.
That sandwich wasn't asleep on your face, though.
It was not.
Dude, it was dripping.
Your face
I could smell the balsamic still. It's calling me.
Your face went off camera, and then when it came back, it was covered. And I didn't want to say nothing. I just looked down, and then Ming said, "What's up?"
Yeah, no, I saw it, but I was talking in the middle of doing it. Okay.
I was like, "Yeah."
I didn't have a napkin anywhere on the console where I could just grab one regularly.
Do yourself a favor. Throw that punk shirt in the trash where he is.
Yo, he'll be on WWE.
Yeah, you think so?
I don't think so.
He's definitely going.
I don't think so.
They'll be stupid not to sign him.
I think
even if it's a train wreck.
Yeah.
Even if it's a train wreck.
I just think it's funny. I think it's funny. Like I don't know how true the story is, but I mean I definitely read it on the internet, whether the legitimacy or not at all. When he was considering going back to WWE at some point in time, like they didn't know if the AEW thing was going to work when he came back. He considered coming back at the Royal Rumble and feuding with whoever was going to eliminate him, which was the exact storyline that they did in 2014 when he left.
Yeah.
But then, he didn't like what they were doing with him.
He didn't like it if it was Kane, but he had no problem doing it for Kevin Owens.
He's a fucking idiot. He's a fucking idiot.
No problem.
And you know what, bud? Like, I know people like siding with him because Jack Perry's a fucking moron. But
no, both things are true. Both people can be dumb. Like it was dumb for him to react that way, but it was just as dumb for Jack Perry to like
take it on and keep going.
Poke the bear. Don't poke the bear, and then the bear mauls you.
The fact that they had to create a television show just to put him on to get him away from everybody else, we should have just told you enough about him as it is.
He was doing good. Like he was,
Yeah, it was going fine up until that last 2 weeks ago Sunday.
You put somebody on the show that disagreed with him. He didn't like it, and you got what you got, man.
Yeah.
I like the fact it looks like you're talking into a brick.
I know. I don't know why. I'm trying to get like why it's phasing out like that. I know.
Looks like no more sandwiches.
Oh.
What? Dude, you're gonna be edited.
God,
I mean, you could. That's why I was doing it.
It's all right. We're 45 minutes in, so I'm gonna wrap it up about now.
I miss doing this with just the three of us.
Yes, good time.
I want a sandwich now.
Go to Quick Check and get a free sandwich. Not a free sandwich, but
I was at Wawa yesterday. Still great.
I turned my family onto Chick-fil-A at the Home for the Yankee game, and my cousin
doesn't believe in the gays.
I know. I was telling my cousin's kids, she was like, they don't support gay people. I was like,
they don't.
I respect their rights to do whatever they want, but this is some fucking delicious chicken.
That chicken, that sauce they got is delicious.
Oh, everything is delicious. Everything is delicious there. Chick-fil-A, would you sponsor an atheist, please?
Anyway, sponsor us, Chick-fil-A. I promise we won't make any more dick jokes.
Well,
before we wrap this up, I'm going to say something that's going to shock everybody.
Yes.
I apologize for everything that I said about Tony Khan. I'm about to apply to you.
What is that now, Tony?
I'm about to apply to AEW to become an editor. So I'm just,
you should.
Don't watch these podcasts.
No, tweet it, so he'll read it. He reads everything on Twitter.
I know. God forbid. Anyway, I hope you guys we make this a regular thing again.
Yes,
buddy, you were the one who didn't want to do it remote.
I appreciate the deep scoops, Ming. It's,
no problem.
It's a pretty deep cut. We're gonna just put that whole clip by itself up for sure. And hopefully it gets circulated.
I think we could break this into 2 podcasts. We could literally just edit the part that was just Ming talking about those 2 guys, and then all the other banter from the other one can stay.
Yeah. So, thanks for watching, guys. We appreciate it. Follow, like, and subscribe all the channels. That's Brandon. I'm Tony. That's Ming. This has been the Full's Finish Podcast, brought to you by Spot Monkey Radio.
Peace.
All right.
Bam.